Our next food finds comes from the coastline of Maine, and it includes their famous export, lobster. Lobster may not seem like a comfort food, but when you cut it into big juicy chunks, cover it in a rich cream sauce, and top it with puff pastry, what have you got? Lobster pot pie.
It was absolutely delicious, and I ate it all.
This is the best lobster pot pie I've ever had.
They're talking about Hancock Gourmet Lobster Company's lobster pot pie.
Yummy. I love it.
Cal Hancock, owner and president of Hancock Gourmet Lobster Company, learned everything she needs to know about lobster from her grandmother at the family restaurant, the Algonquin Lobster Pound.
I had my first lobster when I was probably about ready to be able to just chew as a kid. The restaurant's been in the Hancock family for 4 generations. And we have these fabulous recipes that have been carried down through the years, and we are able to create them for you today and be able to mail them all over the country.
Hancock Gourmet Lobster Company is right in the heart of lobster country in Cundy Harbor, Maine's oldest commercial lobstering village. And Cal Hancock is a hands-on businesswoman. She's in charge of marketing, cooking, and making sure she's getting the freshest Maine lobster available.
A lot of lobster.
Yeah. Not enough, right?
No, never
enough.
I know.
Tom Watson and his son TJ are proud to help supply Cal with as much fresh lobster as she needs. The Watson and Hancock families have been working with lobster for generations, and, like Cal, TJ's been handling lobster since he can remember.
Pretty much since I was born, I've always been on a boat, but probably 10 years of actually lobstering since I was 5. I'm the 6th generation Watson, so I gotta keep that going.
To make sure the lobsters don't die out on the next generations, the Hancock Gourmet Lobster Company actively supports the conservation efforts of the Maine lobster industry.
We notch the females to protect them, so they'll become breeders, and we do a good job protecting our lobster industry. Also, when we catch one with seeds on it, we aren't allowed to keep it, and hopefully she'll produce several. These are all too small.
Once Cal knows she's got the freshest Maine lobster, it's time to make the lobster pot pie. Cal starts by cooking up a pot of her secret sauce that starts with a homemade lobster stock.
It's made with lobsters and lobster stock and fresh cream butter and some very secret spices. And this is sort of the heart of our lobster pot pie. Nice and lobstery. Perfect. See that beautiful lobster color. Next thing we add is fresh, heavy cream. And it's getting that beautiful salmon color, which is just what we want. We're going to put in some milk. This is whole milk. And then our last ingredient is the best, and that's sherry. I'm just going to stir this around a little bit. Get everything mixed up well. And that is ready to go.
Then comes the main ingredient. It's big chunks of fresh cooked lobster.
We put a big handful of lobster in every pot pie. We don't put anything else. We don't put any potatoes. We don't put any vegetables. It's lobster and the cream sauce, and that's it.
Each lobster pot pie is then covered with their signature puff pastry lid.
We take sheets of puff pastry and cut out the round lids. And we also cut out little lobsters to put on top of the lobster pot pies. We put 4 in a box, and the box is then put into a freezer, and it's ready for shipping the next day.
They also make and ship a lobster stew that has a whole lobster in every quart, and all the makings for a fresh lobster roll. The Hancock Lobster Company ships overnight. They put the frozen lobster pot pies in styrofoam boxes with frozen gel packs, and they arrive frozen the next day. In the end, it's all about fresh Maine lobster. And Hancock's little puff pastry lobster just dares you to take a bite.
Wonderful.